Quran is true because it confirms a lot of prophecies in line with a lot of,
What
other
prophecy does it
truths.
confirm?
The prophecies of the Romans getting defeated. One of the verses in the Quran.
Is that the one it says about 9 to 10 days to 12? Is it 9 to 12 or which?
Three to 9 years.
3 to 9, yeah.
Oh man, hey, I mean, anybody can be a prophet. Regarding
Yeah, then also,
if we're gonna
It,
use
it
that
actually
standard,
happened.
that's
It,
crazy.
it actually happened 14 years later, not within even the time frame that the Quran says, bro.
Gosh, that's even worse.
what'd you say? Godlogic?
The the Romans fighting back the Persians and winning
Yeah,
didn't happen until 14 years after their defeat.
that's not
It,
true.
yes, it is, bro.
Give,
Do you know?
give us the literally
Do you,
exactly.
yeah, do you know? Do you know who Heraclius is?
I heard of him. Yeah,
Yeah, he was the leader who led the Romans against the Persians. He led their comeback, and they officially defeated the Persians about 14, 15 years later after their initial defeat by the Persians.
in a few years. So in 627, Heraclius. I got it right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 627, and in a few years.
In a few years means 3 to
Yeah,
9 in the Quran.
yeah, but it happened 6 to 7 years after the prophecy, so it fits in.
No, it didn't. It
Yeah, it
happened
did.
it happened 14 years later.
614 and 627. That's 13 years total.
That's
But
13
that,
years.
yeah, but the actual Roman, what's it called, counterattack began 622.
Yeah, the counterattack began
Yes,
622. They didn't defeat them until 627, 628.
but it started that. It still fits in line with the prophecy.
Well, no, the prophecy says that the Romans will defeat them. Defeated them and
Yeah,
defeat them.
defeat. It literally
Yes.
reversed Persian gains. It became
They
victorious.
didn't they
If,
didn't
if
they
you're
did
reversing, you're becoming victorious. Correct?
you haven't defeated them yet. A pushback is not a defeat yet, dude.
They will be victorious within a few years. No, it actually aligns with that.
It it literally does it. It says that they will be victorious in 3 to 9 years. They wasn't
No, you're not
victorious
hearing it right. It's
until
in the
13 to 14 years
sure,
later, man.
I grant you that, right? In the nearest land, after
Mhm.
their defeat, you gotta listen to this, right? After their defeat, they will be victorious. So in between that, if you're saying 3 to 9 years, and I'm
Mhm.
giving you that. In between that, if you're reversing the course of battle, that literally aligns with what the verse is saying.
No, it
It's saying
doesn't. It doesn't
after
say.
their
Oh
defeat,
my
they've
gosh.
been losing, and they will be victorious. So then it aligns exactly with that. That's what exactly it's saying.
Were they victorious in 622?
Yes, they were.
No, they were
Actually, one
not.
more thing.
Oh my. So then why did they have to keep fighting years later?
The way I explained the verse, it aligns with that.
It doesn't, because okay, when it says that the Romans were defeated, how long were the Romans defeated? Do you know?
No, you can tell me.
They were defeated for like a decade or so. They didn't have. It was a very
A
very
decade.
very.
You're saying after the reversal, like you're saying
No,
it took a decade after.
what I'm saying is when the Persians defeated the Romans, when the verse says the Romans have been defeated, they were utterly defeated. They were done. It took like a decade or so for them to reform their army, get a new ruler, and start over again, and a new war started. Okay, so what happens is in the context of when it says that the Romans were defeated, they were utterly defeated. It wasn't, oh, they pushed back or the Persians pushed back on them. No, they were defeated. They lost. Okay, then it says that the Romans in turn will defeat the Persians. They will become
Yeah,
victorious instead.
it would come back, win battles after the defeat. That
No,
started happening in
not come back,
622.
win battles after the defeat. It says they will be victorious. They will win.
Yes, win
So,
battles after the
meaning
defeat.
the same way that they were defeated, they will then in turn defeat the Persians, bro.
Yeah, when was the final victory? 627.
627.
Nineveh. Yes.
That's when they actually
it started
won.
happening 622. That verse it's prophesizing the reversal in 622. And then the final victory is 627. That fits within the 3 to 9 years.
So in 627 is when they actually were victorious, right?
Sure. But
So it
622,
wasn't 622, Manny.
you're not hearing me though. If I'm saying that verse is implying that reversal in 622 and the final victory is 627, that fits with the 39 years.
Okay.
It does though.
Okay. Do you have something a little bit more concrete?
More concrete. Well, the linguistic miracles of the Quran. You can go
That's
to
not concrete. That's
that is concrete because
brother.
I can give you the verse.
Oh my goodness.
How's that
So
not concrete?
does Eminem have
Yeah,
and
you can
Lil
say
Wayne
Eminem.
have?
You can say Shakespeare. That's not an
Yeah.
argument, brother.
Oh, why
Yeah,
not?
that's not really argument. So okay, I'll give you a verse quickly. Okay, in the Quran, it says the Quran will be made easy to memorize. You have legitimate examples of this book being memorized by millions of people.
Wait, hold on a second. Are you
Direct
saying
prophecy.
that memorization is a miracle?
So we're talking about the book that's being memorized, a book that claims to have ultimate truths about the world, the truths about the truth. So you have no other book that's been memorized at the scale the Quran has been memorized.
Again, are you saying that memorization is a miracle?
I'm saying it's a miracle that the Quran is claiming that this book will be easy to memorize, and it's just that. That's the
Okay,
miracle.
so being memorized is a miracle to you.
If the Quran says that many people will be memorizing this Quran because how easy it is, yes, it's a miracle.
Okay, and so when people memorize lyrics of a song, when people memorize Shakespeare, when people memorize entire plays and lines,
Sure.
that's miraculous as well.
Did those
Matter of fact, when
books
people
claim
say,
that would
"Hey,"
be easy to memorize?
hold on. When people say, "Hey, you know what?" To their actors who are performing the lines of a play, this will be easy for you to memorize. Once all you guys do is rehearse your lines. It'll be easy.
Those lines, do they hold ultimate truths about
What is that?
God?
Wait, hold on. That doesn't matter.
Exactly.
What matters is the claim that they'll be memorized. And
You
then
do
they
a lot of
memorize them,
examples
so
that
that's a
equate with
miracle,
nothing,
right?
brother. Unfortunately, bro.
Say
Respectfully.
that again. What'd you say?
You have a lot of examples that make no sense. You're conflating. Even with the Allah's word argument,
You said that I have a lot of examples that make no sense.
it makes no sense. Like
I
compare God to
appreciate that.
human, and
No,
you
no,
fall
Manny,
in
Manny. I'm
anthropomorphism.
gonna tell you something. Really, I'm gonna be
Brother.
honest with you. I appreciate what you're saying because I'm using the same type of examples that you're using. So when you say that the examples I'm using make no sense, that's a reflection on you because I'm using your logic.
You're using my logic. Do you use your same logic with the Bible?
Of course, I never say that if the Bible's
Sure.
memorized, that means
So,
that it's a
brother,
miracle.
brother,
You
one thing.
understand?
Listen. One thing you said earlier, right? You
Well,
said,
no, no.
"Hey, I just
I
read
need
the
you. I need you
text."
to hear me, Manny. I need you to hear me.
Sure.
I never will say that if the Bible was memorized, and it has been memorized by quite a few people in history.
Yeah, but not
All
to the scale of
66 books
Islam.
and whatnot, even
Yeah,
more.
not the
If I
scale of.
were to say, if somebody said, "Oh, the Bible is the word of God," it's true and it's miraculous because people have memorized it.
Yeah.
I would laugh at them and say that's silly.
Listen, you can't lie to me right now, right? And say that if there was a verse in the Bible, we're gonna make this Bible easy for everyone to memorize, or we're gonna make this
It's easy to
Bible
understand.
not easy to understand. We're going to make this Bible be easy to memorize in the hearts of men. If there was a verse like that in the Bible and you had millions of people that memorize the Bible, you would sit up here with other Christians and say this is a miracle. Yes,
I would
you
never
would.
say that.
You would. You're
I
not
would
being
never use
genuine. You would. You definitely
No,
would.
Manny, I would never use
You
that
definitely would. So if God wrote that in his book, you wouldn't use it.
Manny, respectfully,
You wouldn't do that.
I would never
You
use memorization
even if God said
as
it
a.
in his book.
Come on, I don't know why you cutting me off, big dog. I don't know why, man. I would never, ever say that because the Bible claims that people will memorize it, and many people memorize it, that therefore it's the word of God. That is not
my only
a standard. That
example.
is not a
That's
judge
not only
by which
example.
something is the word of God. That's
That's
not a
not the
miracle.
only example. That's
Okay,
not
so
the
then what?
only
Give
example.
me something
I
objective.
gave you.
Give me something real.
I gave you multiple examples.
No, you haven't. The prophecy failed. The memorization argument
The
fails. Give
prophecy
me
didn't
something
fail
real.
because you couldn't understand. The prophecy did not fail.
You're right. I couldn't understand it. So
Yeah,
give me something real. I need something real.
Yeah, you can look at preservation of the text. Both preservation of the text. Yeah.
Okay. In what way?
Yeah. In which way? We have perfect preservation of the Quran versus
What does that mean?
What does that mean? So whatever the Quran that we had at the time of Muhammad, is the same Quran we have today.
Got it. Word for word, letter for letter.
Yes, yes.
And if there's any words differences, any letters differences,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
means it's
yeah.
not perfectly preserved.
Brother. You haven't studied. You know, you. This is what you do, right? You like to
You don't
make the
you don't know
ahruf,
what I know, bro.
the qiraat. You listen. Where did you learn? Like,
You don't know what I
I'm
know.
assume
Man.
this, right? You probably were Christian. You were born Christian. You came in a Christian household. You never were exposed to any other religion but Christianity. And when you grew up, you
You
defended
don't know what I
Christianity.
learned, man. Do you mind if
Can you deny that?
do you mind if we stop talking about myself and start
You
actually
deny
talking
that
about
though. Can you
what you
deny
said?
that though?
Can we start talking about what you said?
Can you deny that though?
I know
You can't
it's
deny
probably,
it. Thank you.
it's
You
probably
can't
a
deny
little
that.
bit uncomfortable.
It's not uncomfortable.
Having
It's
your
very
religion
comfortable.
tested. It's probably uncomfortable.
Listen, our
having
religion's been
your
tested.
views tested.
Can you deny
I
that,
want us to
brother?
have a good flowing conversation, man.
Sure,
I really
but can you
do.
deny that before we
But you
continue?
keep interrupting me for some reason. I don't want to have to mute
I'm still
you.
talking. You're talking over me.
No,
Can you deny
you
that?
spoke over me.
No,
my guy.
can you deny that? I'm
Okay,
asking you a question.
You're right. You are asking a question. Go ahead and ask the question on mute. So if you're over here and you're this insecure, Manny, you're that insecure that you have to run away, like the coward you are. You have to run away, deflect from the conversation. You brought up a thing, perfect preservation. The second I ask one thing about what you mean, you get insecure.
Yeah.
Got out of there, man.
No, I wasn't trying to request. I wasn't trying to request that. My apologies.
Appreciate you.
God bless you, brother.